Yeah, what's going on, Gooners and Goonerettes? Good to speak to you guys and catch up with everybody before I talk about the preview with West Ham and Arsenal. I do want to say that really enjoyed the interview with Mikel Arteta and Jamie Carragher, and I just wanted to say a few words before I went into my preview about Arteta that we are so lucky to have him, guys. I mean, an ex-player coming back, he's just promoting a new culture, new young players, signing a ton of them and building that foundation from there. And you know what he's brought back? He's just brought the joy back into supporting Arsenal, and Arsenal are doing so much better with him at the helm. And he's just really humble with it as well. It's like he accepts no accolades for what's going on. He's just really, really down to earth about it. And I think for the naysayers, All or Nothing documentary has really done a lot in changing their views on Arteta. For the better as well. You can clearly see he knows what he's talking about and how to deliver his philosophies about football and about man management. The decisions he's made with Ozil and Aubameyang, all of those things, it lays credence to how much of a good job that he's done and the tough decisions he's had to make. And you could also see Man City struggled for a whole year after losing him. So I just think the interview was a class act from start to finish, and also really good questions from Jamie Carragher as well. It goes to show when I see Arteta in pre-match videos, you can see him trying to dodge a lot of questions and trying to sort of misfire and be sneaky about his answers. But here he was relaxed, he was forthcoming and quite honest about sort of where he was going and what he felt about the club and his background. So well done to Sky Sports about that. It's really, really, really been a good interview for them, and long may it continue. But guys, on to the game. Premier League leaders now. We are 5 points clear, and Arsenal, we resume our title challenge on Boxing Day. Now, we can open up an 8 point lead with a victory against them ahead of the Manchester City game. Manchester City play 2 days later. Although we are still some way from being at the halfway point of the campaign. You know, it's 19 games is the halfway point, right? And most teams have only played 14 or 15 games. So it's at least another 5 games till we can say it's actually the halfway point of the season. Now, in the last month during the World Cup break, Arteta ensured that his team was busy. Arsenal beating Lyon and AC Milan in Dubai before the friendly defeat where they beat themselves against Juventus. Looking at the stats, there's no way Juventus was even close to winning that game, and we kind of just done it to ourselves. So there's no real bad things that happened while there was a World Cup break, but there's pressure growing on David Moyes to get back to form after a poor start from West Ham. And over the last month, West Ham, they drew with Fulham after wins with Cambridge and Udinese. So they sit just a point above the drop zone. So for West Ham coming to the Emirates, they need a result here. So let's get the team news out of the way first, and there's a lot to get through, guys. Now, should Martinelli, Saka, and William Saliba start? Now, we saw Martinelli and Saka sort of come back and play a part in some way in the Luton game, which was yesterday. Saliba only returned to training for a short period after the World Cup final, but he should be fresh, having only played 27 minutes for France. So he's been training constantly. He hasn't played a lot of football. So I don't think there's an issue with him actually not playing on Boxing Day, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was left out. So far, the injuries go. Gabriel Jesus, we got some good news on him. There was an update, and he's looking to return a month earlier. So look forward to him coming back in sometime in February rather than March. Emil Smith Rowe, he's short. Remember, he's had the groin injury. He's been out for a while, but he just hasn't had any game time. So I don't expect him to play. Probably the same with Zinchenko. While Reece Nelson, he suffered a hamstring injury. And I know Tomiyasu came back from a hamstring injury, but I wouldn't expect him to play any part, although he did play in the World Cup and looked really good as well. But last season, West Ham finished in 7th place in the Premier League, and this season, they're nowhere near that spot. But they do have a very good roster in 2022. They're strong in literally all positions on the pitch, but they've not been in great shape of late. Kurt Zuma is set to miss out with knee surgery last month. Maxwell Cornet has calf. You know, he's been injured since he's been signed for West Ham. He's not got a run together, so he's going to be absent. There are doubts over Aaron Cresswell as well, hamstring injury there. Giancarlo Scamacca, he's got an ankle injury, and Michael Antonio, he's got a thigh injury. and they're likely to be without Aguerd as well after injuring his thigh in the World Cup. So the Hammers are going to struggle to get some goals in this game. Arsenal have beaten West Ham at the Emirates in 10 of their 13 meetings. 6 months ago, when Eddie Nketiah replaced Lacazette, he went on to score 5 goals in his last 7 games. And he's also got a better scoring record than Jesus. And Eddie must score in this game against West Ham, as Jesus has failed to score in his last 10 in all competitions. Now, I talked about the Jesus injury, and yes, it's a damning blow for the player and the club. It's Eddie's time to shine and reinforce his position as Arsenal's fox in the box. And not only would a goal be a big boost for his confidence, but it would sort of quiet the doubters that continually raise concerns about him. And there's quite a few of you guys. But both Ben White and Saka are on 3 yellow cards for the season. So until the completion of the 19th match, which is in 5 games' time, they must avoid getting 2 more bookings or they'll face suspension. William Saliba, though, is on 4 yellow cards. But as I said, I'm not sure whether he will start. So Arsenal, guys, have got the best defence in the league. They have 11 goals let in over 14 games. Newcastle has also let in just 11 goals, but they've played 1 more game. So Arsenal do have the league's best defence. But they're just a little disjointed at the moment. Losing their best striker and their best defender, Saliba, might not play. The return to domestic football, for them, a victory is absolutely important for Arsenal's chances of winning the title, and for Mikel Arteta to position themselves as the most informed team in the league. So the game is scheduled for 8 o'clock on Boxing Day. It's Monday the 26th, and it will be televised on Amazon Prime. So I'm looking at a 2-0 win for Arsenal, guys. Looking for Nketiah to get on the sheet, and either Martinelli, Saka or Odegaard to bag in a goal. Let me know what your thoughts are with the game, and also what you thought about the Arteta interview with Jamie Carragher. Let me know what you thought about that as well, because I thought it was really, really good and well needed at a time right now. So guys, speak to you later, and I'll talk to you in the next one.